Hello and welcome to section 1.3, a very short section but very important nevertheless. And it has to do with rounding numbers, estimating answers, and displaying information. So really what we're going to do today is just make sure we understand how rounding works. So we went over place value. We know this is the ones, the tens place, this is the ones place, this is the tens place, this is the hundreds, right? We talked about these hundreds. This is the thousands place. By now you should be pretty familiar with it. But what if they ask us to round to the nearest 10? What is the rules for rounding? So the rules for rounding as such. Okay, so first we identify what digit they want us to round to. Okay, then we identify which digit you are rounding to. You are rounding to. So in this case, we're rounding to the tens place. And then we look at the digit immediately to the right. And if it's 5 or above, we round up. And if it's less than 5, we keep it the same. So if the nearest digit to the right is, so either there's two options. One is 5 or higher. If it's 5 or higher, then we round up. And if it's less than 5, we stay the same. We keep the number the same, but we change the digit to 0. Stay the same in both cases, right? 3, replace everything to the right with zeros. Meaning all the digits to the right of what we're rounding, to the right of whatever it is that we're rounding to 0, with 0. Okay. So for example, here we're rounding to the nearest 10, so we identify what we're rounding to. We're looking at this number. It's less than 5, so that means the 8 stays the same. So my answer is going to be 5,380, and that's the nearest 10. Okay. So what are we actually doing? When you're rounding, you're basically saying, okay, if I was to look at a number line, and this was like 5,380, and this is 5,390, and this is 5,400, and so on, okay. This 5,382 on the number line would be closer to 5,380. That's the nearest 10, so that's what we're doing. Okay, so we're not always going to draw a number line, but I just thought I would show you that. Just going through these steps is fine. Okay, so whatever, we're doing the same thing but to the nearest 100. So now we're identifying the digit, that's this one, and we're looking at the one to the right, that's 8. So that is 5 or higher, so we need to round up. So what that means, the nearest 100, that means that 5,382 is closer to 5,400 than the other one. So that's it. So we round it up, so 3 became 4, and everything else turns to zeros. Now if we do the nearest 1,000, so here's the thousands place. This is 1,000. And we use the number immediately to the right, so it's less than 5, so we stay the same. So the nearest 1,000 would be 5,000. Okie dokie. So let me, now you try, so go ahead and pause the video and round this 47,376,231 to the nearest million. Okay, so assuming that you paused it, you tried it, and we're doing it to the nearest million, that's here. So this is the number that we're thinking about, but we use the digit immediately to the right to tell us whether to round up or stay the same or down. So in this case, it's less than 5, so we remain the same, 47 million, and everything else just becomes zeros. Okay. Some more super fun examples. Let's round 833 to the nearest hundred. So again, we look at this number, and this is less than 5, so this is 800. And then to the nearest thousand, 608,433. So we're looking at the thousands place, but then we use the nearest to the right to tell us whether to go up or down or stay the same or whatever. So 608, it's less than 5, so it stays the same, and the rest become zeros. Okay, so that's pretty much the biggest thing for this section. Here is your homework. It's not very much, and I will see you guys on the next video.